All right, guys, welcome back to the relegation battle. Good week for me personally. I can't speak for the rest of us today, but Ty, will start with you. A poor defeat to Arsenal. Must like, it must be said, we weren't perfect on the day, but you guys are even worse. And then today as well, 2 points dropped against Villa. Only 4 points from 15. Well, your last 15 points available.
Is it
One
is it
win in
that bad?
five.
Bloody
One win in
hell.
five is. You made some comments about your manager today. Do you want to expand on that?
Lampard out. And because basically like you look at the team, yeah. Like we spent 200 million and we're not getting better. It feels like we're getting worse. And then I was chatting to like a few of my mates, yeah, and we were just speaking about like have we actually improved from what's his name? From Sari, and then also like even last season, like we spent 200 million. Everyone thought that we'd be much better. We're not really. I'm still seeing like most of the same stuff from last season, not being able to break teams down. And like recently, the defense is even looking bad when before it was actually looking all right. But, I just feel like Lampard, he's not going to win us the big trophies. But, it hurts because obviously Lampard's my favourite player ever. But obviously I like judging like players and managers different. I'm not going to judge Lampard, the manager, on his playing career because I feel like that's what most people are doing and that's why they're still backing him. But yeah, I'm done with him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Ziyech has been injured for most of the season, without
Yeah,
one injury or another. So the two big ones really to look out for were Werner and Havertz. Both haven't really kicked on as much as you probably would have hoped. Werner started well, but
yeah.
hasn't scored in a few games now. Got benched for today's game. Came on, I believe he did come on with Havertz as well.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the job done. Would you give Lampard until the end of the season and give these players a bit more chance to prove themselves as well?
The thing is, like with Werner, yeah, everyone's talking about this whole position thing, but having a poor touch and poor finishing, that's not down to him playing left wing. That's just poor from him. So like, I feel like even if he plays striker, it might be a little bit better, but I don't think it's not like he's suddenly going to start scoring every game because I don't think that will happen. But would I give him till the end of the season? Yes, but then I don't know. I feel like the fact that we're missing Ziyech this much after spending all this money on attackers, it's a bit silly, really. But I think Hudson-Odoi done well today, but we still wasn't good enough. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
give him till the end of the season.
yeah. What do you think went wrong in the Arsenal game then? Because obviously we're 15th at the moment. No,
Yeah,
like some people thought we could like cause surprise. You guys were the favourites because if you won that, you went second. Not the first time you've been in a position this year as well. You can jump a few places and didn't do it. What was wrong on the day? Was it the team selection? Because obviously your fullbacks were said to be injured, but Lampard went with them anyway. Havertz was benched for that one. Hudson-Odoi on the bench when Werner was stuck out wide when that could have been an option. So what went wrong?
um, everything really. Like apparently Lampard's. I didn't see his interview before the Arsenal game, but apparently he said that Chilwell and Reece James were still feeling their injuries. So then, like, my thought straight away was like, why are you picking them then? Like, it's just common sense. But then, just everything was just poor. The midfield looked non-existent. I think we started off well, like the first 10 minutes, and then after that, it was just rubbish. I, I don't know. I've got no words for that Arsenal game, but the only positive from that game is probably Hudson-Odoi as well. But hopefully he starts at the weekend if that game even happens because of all the stuff that's going on at Man City. But yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment. It's
Yeah,
so poor.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's still scheduled to happen, but I doubt it will now.
Mm.
So maybe a break for the players. Maybe that's what they need to get them going again. But I think we mentioned it last week a bit when we mocked you about beating West Ham. You finally beat a team in the top 10.
Yeah,
This season, you've lost to Liverpool 2-0, 1-0 to Everton, 2-1 to Wolves, drew 0-0 against Spurs and United and now lost to us. Do you think, because Lampard has done well against the, if you want to call it the weaker sides, but by now, do you think you should be challenging the bigger sides a bit more than you are?
Yeah, that's another reason why as well. Like before, I wasn't really thinking about that whole top 10 thing too much, but like now it's just poor. Like we can't
We're
even.
not top 10 though, just to put it out there.
Yeah, I know, but exact that makes it even worse. That's the thing. Like, we can't even break teams down. Like before, we were actually defending well. We're not even doing that anymore. So it's all just falling apart. All that good work at the start, but apparently we've been linked to Thomas Tuchel. But I don't know if he had this. I just don't know, man.
Yeah,
just a mess.
So, I mean, how do you think you go forward from this now? Because obviously January window, you have a chance to just add a bit to your squad now. I mean, would you want Chelsea to spend now if you don't want Lampard there?
The one thing I want from the January transfer window is just to sell some players as well. Like players like Jorginho. Oh my gosh, he needs to go. Rudiger was actually all right today. Like he can stay for the squad, but Alonso apparently Atletico Madrid want him, so he can go there. But do we need to strengthen? I think we need another winger, but other than that, like I don't know, like does he really deserve to be backed even more? Because I don't think he's shown much to be backed again. So
you need to make sure you keep Christensen.
And don't get me started on that guy. Oh my days, he's so bad. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, not been a great month for Chelsea in general. We'll move on to the Arsenal side of that game now. I mean, first win since the United game for us. So, it was a good one. I was excited. At half-time, I was still a bit nervous because you never know with us. Even after time we scored a penalty, I was shitting myself a bit. Because it wasn't the best performance from us. I don't think it was the best performance of the season. Chelsea's poor performance helped us a bit. But it was good enough, should we say, just to beat that Chelsea side. Because I don't think Xhaka and Neni had any defensive presence in that game. I can't remember either of them making a tackle, to be honest. So I think I was a bit worried when you guys were attacking because Pulisic was playing and he did as well. But Werner was terrible in that game. I think most wingers would dream of playing against Bellerin because it's a guaranteed goal or assist normally, but Werner just couldn't get past him somehow. But I think going forward is what I was impressed with. Martinelli back in the squad, a lot of Arsenal fans have been hyping him up since last season, waiting for him to come back from injury. And I think it just adds a bit of more energy to our attack, just going forward, taking players on. Saka, I don't know if he meant to go or not. I don't know.
I mean, that was a cross.
Yeah, it did look like a cross, but it's gone top bins either way, so I'll take it. And then good for Laka to carry on scoring as well. But yeah, Saka got man of the match in the game, but for me, it's Tierney because the way he got up and down that pitch, I think he helped Martinelli a lot, with the 1-2s. His crossing was sometimes a bit poor, the cutbacks were a bit poor, but I think the pressure he brought on Reece James was great. And I think the way he got back and defended as well was perfect, really, from Tierney. So for me, he was my man of the match. But yeah, Smith Rowe had a good game for me as well. Again, it wasn't the best game, but he got an assist, and I think he deserved that at least. And to do that without Aubameyang and Partey as well, I think it's a good win. But we've got Brighton away tomorrow, and that's been a bit of a bogey game for us. So if you don't build on it, it means nothing. But I think just a bit of relief for the team as well as Arteta as well, just to get 3 points on the board. Because it's still 15th at the moment, where I don't think it actually made that much difference. But yeah, just a bigger impact for Lampard right now, I think, than Arteta. But we'll move on now. Tom, unfortunately, things aren't going much better for Spurs like Chelsea. No win, you lost 4, if I'm correct. And you said as well, if Mourinho doesn't win a trophy, you want him out. But you guys are in the semi-finals now of the Cup. Got Brentford in the next round as well. So it's good. You guys are the favourites in that game, I would say. So, where does it land with you? Would you, if you say you do in the Cup, but you don't get top 4, because obviously a lot of teams right now have a game in hand as well above both Spurs and Chelsea, like United, they have 2 games in hand. So, what do you feel right now in your league performances?
Um, I'd feel a lot different if we won in that semi-final, to be honest. I'm so close to being done with him, to be honest. I'm so close to being the level of what Ty's at. If you've experienced Mourinho as your manager, so Jack and Ty, but especially Jack will know what I'm feeling. Ty got the better end of it. He might have seen it a bit at the time, but it is fucking like watching paint fucking dry. It is so shit. Like, I don't care if we win and it happens, but the thing is, his style is counter-attacking. That's fine, but you still will have some sort of intensity to counter-attack. We had nothing. We done fuck all. We got the perfect start. If anything, I think going 1-0 up that early in the game was the worst thing to happen to us, because we're just going to sit back and do fuck all. We did not counter. Son was shit. And the thing is, he never ripped into Son in the press conference, because Son was dreadful and he hasn't played well in a couple of games now. He made a couple of wrong passes near our area that could have cost us a goal at the time before they scored. And if that was Dele Alli, he'd be getting ripped a new one. So why is he not getting ripped a new one? I don't mind us having this shitty counter-attacking football against the big teams, the strong sides. But when you know your team is stronger players, stronger mentality, stronger intensity, you should be going and attacking. I want a manager that can have both sides of the game, not just counter-attack, but also can have possession of the ball, can attack teams that ain't as gifted as ability. Like, no offense to Wolves, they got a back four. The last time I saw them have a back four, they look so uneasy because they're not used to it. I thought we surely were going to win the game, but we just could not get hold of the ball and do anything with it. Kane looks knackered. To be fair, Son looked knackered, but then he's on the pitch. He ain't going to go and say, oh, I don't want to play, does he? They look fucking knackered. One thing I will say with Mourinho, though, I still feel bad for him, because I feel like some of our players he just can't trust. So he just can't rest them. He's playing the same team every fucking week. We brought in Vinicius Jr. to be able to manage Kane and stop him from getting injuries and having fresh. He is not on like any flipping squad. He's not even on the bench. He did not play in the EFL Cup. I know that was a quarter final, but it was against Stoke. It's just so I feel like I do feel bad for him, because they're probably just some players that he's just like, I cannot trust you. And Mourinho is one of them managers that he's so stubborn. If he does not trust you, you ain't got a chance. You don't trust Dele, you ain't got a chance. I don't care how high profile you are or whatever you are, you ain't got a chance. If he don't trust you, you're out. As simple as that. So I do feel bad for him, because we still do need a lot of signings. Like, to be fair, he gave Sanchez a chance. He's crap. Doherty's crap. Davis, he don't seem to mind him. I don't think he's that great, but Dele's not been great. We've just been so poor. There's no intensity. He needs to start picking up these points now, because if I keep seeing us drop points with shit, crappy football, it's like the worst football ever. And you know what? He's probably lucky. In a way, this coronavirus and this lockdown, as bad as it sounds, he's probably thinking, well, there's a positive out of this. There's no pressure on him, because if there were fans in that stadium, he would not be getting away with that. You can't play that negative and boring football with Tottenham fans. It just would not happen. We're known for attacking. All right, we'd accept it against, like I said, big teams, Liverpool, Man City. You expect that. There's nothing wrong with staying behind the ball and protecting your goal, but when you're against a team, like it happened against Palace as well, we go 1-0 up, we sit back. Why are we sitting back? Go get the next goal. And then I saw something on Twitter yesterday. We would be a couple points clear at the top if a football game finished in 80 minutes. That basically means we keep conceding and dropping points in the last 10 minutes of a game. West Ham, Palace, Liverpool, Wolves, Newcastle, and it's all down to when we're not going for the kill. We're just sitting back you can't do that, especially with Tottenham. We ain't got the defenders to do that. So just use our attackers wisely and go and attack teams. Get the job done, because it's just going to keep happening. So he needs to try and sort something out, because I can't watch this football no longer. And if he don't get, what did you say about a trophy but no top four?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he's getting sacked. All right, thanks for the trophy. Top four is priority. We're a Champions League team. We've got a Champions League state. We are now a Champions League team. We ran in it last year. We have to get in it this year. If he don't get in it, he's out. I don't care what trophy he brings in. Unless he brought in Prem, but obviously that would get. Although, if he got us Europa League, that might be different, because obviously you get Champions League. So that's like a lucky draw in a way. But if he gets us an FA Cup or EFL and no top four, he's out, in my opinion. Thanks for the trophy, but I ain't putting up another year of that. But I do feel bad for him, because the squad ain't great.
Yeah.
What manager would you go for?
Yeah.
If he got sacked?
My brother keeps going on about he wants Brendan Rodgers, but he does seem to think if we go in for Rodgers, he'll come in. And even if Arsenal do, he seems to think that Rodgers would leave for Arsenal. If it was up to me, I wouldn't mind Rodgers, but I would like us to go for Nagelsmann, not going to lie. I'd like to have him as a manager.
Yeah, I guess briefly you mentioned there the Dele Alli criticism from Mourinho after that Stoke win. Do you think it was unfair on him just to almost target him out? Especially, he hasn't been getting a lot of game time recently. He probably isn't the most confident player right now. I almost just had a go at him because obviously he gave away the ball for the goal, like a flick pass, but even then.
But he didn't even really come from. I watched that back. I think that was hard. That incident was harsh. He should not have done that. But then I don't expect anything different from Mourinho, because you get all types of managers. Most managers will be like arm around the shoulder, head up, that sort of thing. Mourinho's like, I think it's probably because of the arrogance of Mourinho. Like he's earned his way to the top. He now has that attitude of being at the top. Like, if you're not good enough, you're out, because everyone wants to play for me in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
he probably doesn't have to do all that. Putting his arm around the shoulder, trying to lift him up. Like, he'll probably put him on the spot and think, right, let's see if you're a strong enough character. Because if you get publicly shamed, that's where you see if they're like proper characters. Ndombele's come back, but then I've liked Dele when he's played, but it's just not a Mourinho player. He's not a runner. It's as simple as that. He's not a runner, so he does a negative system. You need to run back. That's what I'm saying. He wants all the attackers to be negative, so they need to be able to run. Dele ain't going to run back and keep working hard. It's just not him.
Yeah. Jack, things are going a bit better for United, like the other two. Unbeaten in December. I think it's 5. Well, let me count. 4 wins, 2 draws. Got 2 games in hand over most of your rivals, 1 over some. I think if you win both, you could go like level with Liverpool depending on their result, or like a couple points behind them.
Yeah, I think we go 2 points behind them.
Yeah. Got a draw against Leicester on the weekend. Obviously, in hindsight, it's a bit disappointing because all your rivals drop points as well. But at the same time, they're up there with you guys away from home as well. Not the worst result. So how are you feeling right now? I know since you got knocked into Europa League, or knocked out into Europa League, should I say, the Prem form's been looking really good. So how do you look at it right now?
I mean, I'm actually very happy with the way my team's playing at the moment. Like you said, it's a bit annoying that we're the early game, we drop points. We're expecting Liverpool to win, Chelsea to beat Arsenal, Spurs to probably win, and they all drop points. So before the game, like you said, Leicester up there, you probably take a point away from home. And then watching the game as well, I'm thinking we had a couple of chances to win it. Rashford's header in the second minute, he puts it over the bar. And then Rashford 1-on-1 should have drilled it bottom corner, but lifted it a little bit, and it goes saved by Schmeichel. So draw's not a worse result. 1 point, we still get a point closer to Liverpool. And yeah, overall, December's been a great month. I think, we drew to Leicester and I think it was City. But then after the City performance, we battered Leeds. I say I like the way we come back from behind. I mean, I don't want to keep conceding first, but I like that we're gaining that mentality. If we concede once, it doesn't matter. We're still in the game. We still got quality. So I'm looking at it now. It's a real chance to leap up the table tomorrow with a win against Wolves.
Yeah, and obviously in the last week got into the cup semi-final as well. Like Spurs, you've got late win against Everton, 2-0. Got City in the next round. As it's only one leg, do you feel more confident getting into it? Because obviously they knocked you out of it last year in the same round.
I mean, yeah, you can say they knocked us out. They killed us out. I mean, they were 3-0 up inside 30 minutes in the first leg, and that was game over. I mean, last season, I think I would have been a bit more confident because the way Ollie was playing against the big teams, it was fantastic. We were beating near enough every big team we were playing. But this season doesn't seem to be the same. We lost to you again due to Chelsea, due to City, lost to Spurs. And it's just like last year that wouldn't happen. We won at least 3 of those games. So, I mean, the way we're playing now, I'm confident. And if that game does go ahead, City will have a few players out, hoping they're big players. We don't know who tested positive yet. So, but you got to be confident when we're playing well. So yeah, chance for a trophy as well.
Yeah, Ollie obviously got knocked out of 3 semi-finals I think last year, so it was a chance for him to fix that record. I'm going to ask you a question. It might seem a bit stupid at first, but I think it is worth asking. Right now, is Bruno Fernandes the best midfielder in the world? Or should we say the best midfielder of 2020? If you're going to put it like that, since he's coming.
With his goals and assists, you probably have to say yes, but then you're looking at midfielders like Kimmich, who was sensational for Bayern in the Champions League. So depends what you're looking at. I mean, he's I'll say top 3 because he's been absolutely amazing since he's come in. I think it's 31 goals and assists in 28 games for Man United, and that's so good. He carried us to 3rd place last year, and again he's carrying us this season. I think he's the only midfielder in the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League, or top 5, top 10 goal scorers this season. So he's still producing numbers on a game basis.
Yeah, I mean, how long do you think he can do it long term? Because obviously we had a similar situation not too long ago. Alexis Sanchez, it seemed like he was just doing all the hard work for us. Obviously a different position, but do you think long term Bruno can keep doing this, or will you need someone to almost help him out with those goals and assists?
He'll need someone because he wasn't doing it to this extent, but we go back to a couple of years ago where Pogba was our most influential player, most goals, most assists, most shots from a central midfielder. And as he gradually went on, he dipped, and then we weren't doing as well. So if Bruno's taking it all on his shoulders, he's going to have a dip at some point. I know it hasn't happened yet, but at some point he'll play a couple of games. And he's even said it himself in interviews. I'll play a few games, won't play as well, and then everyone will say I'm a fraud or something like that. So we know everyone has dipping forms, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like this season, Rashford has stepped up to the plate, scored a lot of goals. I mean, Martial hasn't had the best of start to the season, but he's gradually growing, not scoring, but in less than 2 sub appearances, he's got like 3-4 assists. So he's starting to build up his confidence. McTominay scored 2 against Leeds. So I think we're starting to build up, and other players are helping, should I say. So hopefully it will come down to Bruno not having to do anything. So he'll play with even more freedom than what he is. So we might even see a better Bruno.
Oh, fucking hell, better Bruno. All right. Well, Yeah, I think that's all our teams. George isn't here this week, but Palace haven't been on great form either. Lost 3-0 to Villa since our last episode, and then today drew with Leicester, that's it. Liverpool, I believe, are still top of the league, but they were on the wrong end of a prime Sam Allardyce performance at home against West Brom. That was boring to watch, I can't lie, but West Brom in the end got the job done. Looks like there might be another like Sam Allardyce rescue mission there going successfully, but like I mentioned earlier, Man City were meant to have a game against Everton today, got postponed because more people have come out with positive coronavirus tests. I think it was Carl Walker and Jesus on Christmas Day. He got confirmed as positive, and like 2 other staff members. So obviously the game against Chelsea is now at risk, and then as well as that semi-final against United. And I think a lot of people talk about how Leyton Orient were just knocked out of the cup against Spurs when they had to just cancel their game because they had a lot of positive tests. So a lot of eyes on what will happen there. Because if City
apparently, I don't know how true. I just saw on Twitter. Apparently, it only goes up to a certain stage on the competition. So after a certain stage, I don't know if it's true. Apparently, it has to get postponed and replayed. Like actually get played.
Okay. Well, I think either way, if they just get postponed and replayed, then Leyton Orient won't be the happiest of teams. But how seriously I feel take them, I don't know. Other than that, Everton, they've had a lot of injuries recently, so they're struggling a bit, but they have a couple of days rest now because of their City game. A lot of leagues on like their winter break now. It's just the Premier League really that's going on. So, yeah, I think that is all from my memory. Obviously, the last couple of games of 2020 are being played. I did want to go back through it a bit, but I feel like, say, manager of the year, I think we would know we'll give to Hansi Flick. Player of the year, I think we would agree we'll go to Lewandowski. The game of the year, there have been a couple big ones. From the top of my head, the ones I thought of were Man U versus Spurs, Villa versus Liverpool, and then Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. There's 3 big games. So, any of you guys have any others that you think might be game of the year for you guys? For me, it was the Bayern Barca game.
Spurs. I mean, Tottenham, Man United. Are you on about the 6-1?
Yeah.
Tottenham, Man United.
No, the 1-1, Tom.
What are you talking about?
Ty, how's the FA Cup final for you? That was a big one, wasn't it?
Yes, let's not talk about that one, man. Anything Chelsea, let's not talk about it right now, innit? But, yeah.
Yeah, probably have to say that Barca Bayern one maybe, or the Aston Villa Liverpool.
Why not the Tottenham Man United?
I don't know what you want about John, mate. So we'll just carry on. Yeah, probably the Villa Spurs, Villa and Liverpool, 7-2.
Well, other than that as well, the January transfer window is coming up. The last couple of weeks there have been a bit of speculation. So Mo Salah, of course, one of the Egyptian friends who is a former player, came out and said he's willing to leave Liverpool. He's not happy there anymore. And that Barca and Real Madrid are both potential clubs who are willing to sign him. So Klopp came out and did say he's not really worried about it, but you never know what come out in the season. Messi did an interview saying he will see what happens in the summer, but the MLS is a potential move for him. He wants to play there.
Really?
I don't know what happened with because Neymar said he wants to play Messi next season. So if they both go to Inter Miami, that could be interesting.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know how it will work out, but obviously Arsenal have been told Arteta will be backed. I think this week's one was we're seeing Bellerin being linked to Barca, and our replacement will be Tariq Lamptey from Brighton. That's how it would. Huh?
Do it. Lamptey's actually a good player and Bellerin shit. That can't be true.
That's what I think.
Saw it as well.
Yeah, everyone's reporting.
The Lamptey one. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be happy with that. But I'm not sure Chelsea fans would be too excited at that prospect happening as one of the ex-players. I think PSG are interested in Christian Eriksen for 10 million. Maybe because of the Poch signing. Actually, I don't know if you can mention that. Tuchel has been sacked by PSG and Poch is they're looking set to replace him there. So that'd be good. Otherwise, in Spain, Real Madrid and Barca both aren't doing fantastic at the moment, especially Barca. Koeman's in big trouble there. But yeah, come 2021, a lot of big games to go in the league. Euro 2020 or 2021, how you want to call it, should be looking set to happen. So I think a lot of players internationally or for England as well, because I think England have a lot of selections to be made now. I think they're going to be a bit more enthusiastic in the way they play. A lot of people are going to be asking in interviews, do you think you should pick for England? So I think I'm looking forward to that. Other transfer news as well, Atletico Madrid were looking to loan Maitland-Niles, I think, because obviously Trippier has been banned for a couple months or weeks for gambling. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but...
I don't understand that when they're rich as shit.
Like, why do they need to gamble?
It wasn't gambling. It was something to do with his transfer to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, and he put a bet on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't
That's
like... No,
gambling.
I think he told friends and family to put a bet on it.
Either way.
But something like that, yeah.
Yeah, probably not the best
10 weeks,
move from him.
70k fined.
I mean, the fine won't be much for him, I guess, but missing out on football.
Weeks' wages.
Yeah, missing out on football there. I mean, I think Madrid won't be happy with that at all because they do play him quite a bit. But yeah, unless you guys have anything to mention, I think that's it for this week. I mean, before we end, my guess the question is, what was your best football highlight of 2020? For each of you.
Best football highlight?
2020.
For me, it was the FA Cup final because we needed that and it was a big win for us. I'm really trying to mock it. Like, it was just a big win for us. First trip for Mikel as well. So, great game for us.
I'll probably go 2-0 win against City. The last game that fans were allowed on Old Trafford.
Oh, that's cute. I'll go with 6-1 against Man United because I didn't like Jack. And I was laughing in his face for about 4 weeks. So
until they dropped down to 6, then.
Why are you talking about
that?
Ty?
Have Chelsea done anything?
Lampard spending 200 million?
When you signed Werner, it was pretty big. You were gassed when you signed Havertz, so one of them. It's got to be that.
I'm still gassed about Havertz.
Allow it.
Matic, bro.
I'm just going to... Billy Gilmore's debut versus Liverpool. There you go.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, I'd see him a bit more, to be honest, because I do like him on and off the pitch. I've seen a couple of interviews with him, but he's fit now, right? Because he was on the bench today.
Yeah, he's played a few games. I wanted him to start today, but...
What's happened with Mori? I think Lampard's racist.
Wow, that's a strong allegation.
I don't think we can make some accusations like that.
Yeah. I think he's going on loan or he's leaving permanently. One of the two, but doesn't matter. He'll probably go on to be world class like everyone else that's probably left. But yeah, it's fine.
De Bruyne, Salah,
A lot of them for Premier League clubs as well. But yeah, that's all for this week. That's all for 2020 from us. Thank you for the views in the last couple of videos. They've done quite well, or better than we normally do. So hopefully we can continue that. And then, see you in 2021. Have a nice.
Before I think it's time to talk.